There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonko table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonko table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks, welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonko table. That is the voice of Grandmaster Hoop, coming at you from the couch of the Proud House. That's right, folks. We back for a second helping of Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Season 2. That's right, folks. We're here talking about the hit reboot to the classic Proud Family. That's right. Disney's Proud Family got a reboot that premiered back in 2022. Season 2 is out February 1st at the start of Black History Month 2023. We're here at the Yonko table because we love Proud Family. We big fans of the original. We big fans of season 1, and we got a lot to say about season 2. With me, as always, is DrJaceAttorney. DrJaceAttorney, let's just get straight into it. Proud Family season 2. Your overall take, where we stand. You enjoy it? You had fun? I say I only led with positives because it's hard to find a negative about the Proud Family. But where you stand right now?
Well, it's funny that you say that because you started off with positives, and I think it's very telling for a show when I turn it on and I never skip its intro. Goddamn, that intro. Like I watch so many shows. I can't tell you how many cartoons, animes, live action series, whatever. And I'm a fan of, we have playlists on our phones of different intros from our favorite shows and movies. And we admit that when we're watching a season of something, after the second or third time, you're probably gonna skip it, not because it's bad or anything, but it's just it's the third or fourth time. It's done. It's done. It had its time in the sun. For all 10 episodes of the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, I didn't skip the intro once. I don't know what it is. It's funny because I remember when we talked about it last year, for the first season, we liked the intro. And we said it paid, good homage to the original. I feel like it's grown on me more, since then. It's for me, I'm always skipping intros after I've heard them a couple times. So just to let you know how much I enjoyed Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, it speaks volumes where something as simple as an intro, I'm sitting there I'm going to listen to this whole thing. I'm not hitting that skip. Disney's giving me that suggestion, skip intro. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm okay.
Dare I say, I see you at intro and I'll raise you an end credit. Oftentimes, I will not jump straight into the next episode. I'll let those credits roll.
Oh, you'll listen to that bop?
Yeah, I'll let it roll. I like looking at, who helped make the episode, who guest starred, whatnot. It's an experience through and through, every single episode. So I feel you on that. So it sounds like we're both here for season 2.
Definitely here for season 2.
Yeah.
It's hard to say if it's overall better than season 1, but I can say I enjoyed it at the very least as much or as close to as season 1, if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense. Let me pick your brain a bit. With the Proud Family, Proud Family is a very, episodic series, and it's always has been. Season 1 dipped a little bit into serialization with some reoccurring storylines, reoccurring plot elements and whatnot. But for the most part, it's episodic. Do you ever feel the seasons are distinguishable enough? For me, for example, season 2, 10 episodes. They gave it to us all February 1st. I'm very much, this is just more adventures with the Proud Family versus this is its own unique season. So when I watched this season, and I watched it pretty quick being as how we had all episodes. It just felt like, here are 10 brand new episodes. Enjoy. Versus like, this is a new season with its own kind of rules and dynamics. For me, I was just like, cool, 10 more episodes, and I'm good with that. Did it ever feel like that for you?
Yeah, it kind of did. And maybe that's because of the change in release as opposed to how season 1 was released. We talked about it last year. In 2022, the season 1 of the Proud Family was released, weekly, every Wednesday. Whereas opposed to this year, they released everything all at once. What was it? February 2nd, 1st?
Should be February 1st. Yeah.
February 1st. Yeah. I know it was on a Wednesday, for February. And yeah, it definitely felt like, like with other shows, you can like really distinguish like, this is this show's season 1, I'm trying to think of a cartoon example. I can think of so many live action examples, but Proud Family's not trying to be a live action series. But you know what I mean? Like, you can distinguish, I guess like very bad example, Rick and Morty, right? You have your Rick and Morty season 2 versus your, I don't know, season 5 as an example.
Yeah.
Proud Family does not feel like that, and I think that's okay. It definitely felt like this season was just more episodes as opposed to this is season 2 specifically of the Proud Family. And part of it also, I remember we talked about it with Calvin last year during our interview with him, how season 1 practically ended with a cliffhanger for the Sugar Mama Part 1, and then this season it picked up where that one left off, the part 2 to that little story arc. So in most series in this situation, they would have had those 2 parts be the season finale for season 1, and then we maybe have another big talking point or another big topic in season 2. They didn't do that though. It felt like Legos in a way. You got the Lego pieces that just connect to each other, and the Lego pieces aren't really distinguishable in the sense of, this is the Star Wars, this is the Mandalorian Lego set, and this is the Lord of the Rings Lego set. It didn't feel like that. It just felt like, hey, let's just connect these pieces together and just make it, one Proud Family Lego piece. I think that makes sense. I think it does.
I think I get what you're saying. Season, 2 separate seasons, however, they kind of can fit together no matter how you line up the pieces or set the blocks. I think is that what you're putting down?
Yeah, because I feel like it's very hard to say, was season 2 better than season 1 or vice versa. I can go through all of season 1 and 2 and choose like, these are my favorite episodes in this whole continuity of Proud Family, Louder and Prouder.
Right.
And I think
I think that's what it comes down to as well.
Right. I feel like that was the intention. So yeah, definitely feels like more episodes, but in a good way.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say it's also a good way as well. Again, you can hop into any Proud Family episode and you'll be all right.
Right.
There shouldn't really be any kind of lingering storylines or anything of that sort to where you're like out of it, where you don't understand what's going on, which is good because again, Proud Family is just a show that it's just fun. It's fun. It's family oriented. There are lessons involved, and I think it does a great job at finding a balance, whether or not they choose to lean into one of those aforementioned pieces more than the other. That's okay. Sometimes we are okay with that. We like variety. And again, at the heart of it all, it's still very much Proud Family. But at the core of Proud Family, I guess the things we look for on whether or not they delivered, I think we look for the delivery on, let's just say, the show itself and its core values and what that entails, whether that's, just being unapologetically Black, representation and family and friends. I think that makes up the core of what the Proud family is at heart. The comedy element, and then lastly, kind of the lessons and the serious topics. They strike a balance with those three things. And I think this season has a lot of really interesting talking points when it comes to those three things. Now, whether or not, again, we go too in depth on these three topics, that's okay, because again, overall our enjoyment is high. But let's kick off, with the fact that, as you said, we were open to a part 2. We had a cliffhanger in part 1, Old Town Road. Sugar Mama, we learn more about her past as the town, and we learn, her pa was quite sexist, and that has driven the wedge between Sugar Mama and her past. And in season 2, we pick up right where we left off. I think we could just talk a little bit just about this episode as a whole, because this has not been done before in Proud Family fashion. A two-parter, a continuous storyline between 2 episodes that are directly playing into each other, that try to drive home a message. This was the finale to this storyline. What were your thoughts on Old Town Road Part 2 and Sugar Mama's character arc?
I definitely liked it. This was the one with the Native American, right?
The Native American, which they added another element to this story. Yeah.
Right. I feel like this really should have been the finale to season 1. Just because it feels like a really good story arc for Sugar Mama, and I feel like if you ended season 1 with this part, it really would have felt like an entire package in a way. But I understand you kind of want a hook for people to pick up on season 2 or anticipate season 2, so they, whether that was the intention or not, where they had the cliffhanger ending for Sugar Mama in season 1, and you didn't know what's gonna happen with Sugar Mama. Is she just gonna deal with her bigot family and just move on, or what's gonna happen? So but man, I in a perfect world, I could see this, being a season finale, and just, everyone losing their minds, oh my God, that was crazy. Can you, well, not, it was crazy, but still taught a very, nice lesson about generational progress, how times have changed from generation to generation. I definitely like that element, with the, I can't remember the character's name, the Native American. Who was he?
Well, I'll tell you who he's played by. He's played by Wes Studi. If you know him, I can give you some credits I know you've seen him in.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, Prop Family, really good job at getting people to come on to their show. Quana was his name in the show.
Quana, okay.
He's in Dances with Wolves. Did you ever watch Mystery Men?
No.
Oh, that funny superhero film with Ben Stiller. All right. Here's an easy one for you. Neytiri's father, the chief in Avatar.
Oh God, the original Avatar.
The original. I mean, he's blue the whole time, but that's definitely him.
Okay, I mean, I don't remember him, but I remember there was a father character. Yes.
He's a prolific native actor.
Okay.
If it's if there's any kind of representation of native people in a film, they go to Wes. The Proud Family got Wes.
Oh, so he played the Lone Ranger, that character in the Lone Ranger.
Who, Tonto?
Tonto, yeah.
No, that's freaking Johnny Depp. You're joking, right? You must be joking.
I am joking.
Okay,
he said they go to him for every major role.
They probably should have gone to him. They did not. Oh, you know what? He's in the 2003 Lone Ranger film.
There was a 2003 Lone Ranger film?
TV made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Wow.
Man, is that stereotypical of you to assume he's in the Lone Ranger because there's a native role in that movie.
That's the
franchise.
only major Native American role in a movie I could think of. And you said they always go to him for major roles.
They do. They really do. Quanah comes in as Sugar Mama's past lover. Almost ran away with each other. Very interesting element they choose to go with, because again, we're just dealing with the sexism, and now they add the layer of the anti mixed marriage, and I think
Right.
I don't remember what state they were in, but the Negro can't marry anything but a Negro. Native
Right.
American can't marry anything but a Native American under, I guess, the law. Interesting way to go. I actually looked that up. I was like, damn, that's a thing. That's a thing. I applaud the Proud family when they do their history.
Yeah, it tackled. I feel like with this season, not saying the last season didn't do it, I feel like this season in particular was a little bit more I guess braver in tackling some of those like heavy topics. You know, like, I mean, that caught me by surprise when they and we'll get into some of the later episodes, because I know there's a few on our minds that we're thinking of when we're like, damn, the Proud family did that. Which, like, it's good that they did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in this episode, yeah, for Sugar Mom, I'm like, wow, they're really talking about how these laws were a thing back then. Like, you couldn't marry anyone unless they were like the same skin tone as you, the same race.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I mean, this is typical Proud family. This is why I'm here. But damn, I didn't think they hit me with episode 1, but sure.
Well, dare I say, you know, I remember we talked about this when we talked about Old Town Road Part 1. We didn't think Sugar Mama would ever be kind of the catalyst for a lot of these heavier topics, at least as far as her past is concerned.
Right.
Sugar Mama's got a checkered past, and it's kind of sad, you know. Layers to Sugar Mama we never knew we thought we wanted or needed, but it's here, and I'm like, good stuff. I'm buying it. You know, she couldn't marry Quanah. He explains, you know, he went and got his degree to fight this law, and you know, they're still friends, which is nice. And now he's got a grandson too that Penny low-key interested in too.
God, Penny.
Wait, we'll come back to this little.
I feel like you have to.
Well, this episode does one other significant thing that has not been done, I don't think, in any Proud family fashion. But this has a nice little bow. Sugar Mama does finally prove herself to her pa in the rodeo.
You leave my baby alone.
Right. Comes in and does, what is it, the superhero landing?
Yes, she does actually multiple times this season.
Oh, she definitely does. You're right. In the Puff Daddy episode, she did too.
Yes, yes. I find that funny. I'm like, all right. I see you, Sugar Mama.
How much more badass can they make Sugar Mama? You know?
Right.
I think they said that's gonna always be their go-to badass character. We get a nice little kind of acceptance from Paul, overdue, but it was nice that it finally happened. Still don't understand how Sugar Mama's so old and her pod.
Yeah, I was still watching this episode wondering, like, Paul looks younger than Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama has to take out her teeth. I don't think Paul has to even take out his teeth.
I don't think so. I don't know how Paul's even alive, but sure. Why not?
Right. But it was definitely, I think, a nice little bow as far as the tie back to season 1. And, you know, now from here, it's like, we're done here. Let's just continue doing the Proud family thing. But this episode does one other thing that was noticeable. It has the first ever post-credit scene for a Proud family. Yeah, dude.
Wait. Actually, yeah, no, yeah. What was it?
It's nothing too crazy. Quanah's grandson, I think, texts Penny, or Penny's wearing the hat that he gave her.
Yeah.
And Kareem, I think, asked, like, whose hat is that? And she's like, Just
saw
the
this.
friends.
Just the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. And
And I was like, oh, are they we trying to get some drama up in here? Trying to get a little love triangle. And that was it. They don't touch upon that again.
yeah, I have some thoughts on Penny being because this is not the first and only time she does this in this season.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not
Because
wrong.
if it was just this, I'd be like, oh, okay, she's teasing. She's teasing. But no, she does it a lot. And
Is she a repeat offender?
a repeat? Yes, 3 strikes. Like, my God, man.
Okay. I'm gonna give her some grace when you bring it up again, but sure. But yeah, so that's how we kick off the season, and then from here, very much I think we get a mixture of episodes that really just again cover what it is to be the Proud Family. I think Proud Family does a great job with just being a Black television show. I don't think at any point does it ever lose itself in that regards. Whether it's just focusing on the family, issues in our society, or references to just popular Black sitcom or movies or whatnot. That's one thing I think they nail quite well. But dare I say, I feel Proud Family across the board has always been about just representation as a whole. I think we get a lot of good examples of just kind of great representation. Dare I say, do you want to talk about your favorites who briefly appeared here real quick?
The Chang triplets!
The mother effing Chang triplets. Yeah.
They finally now mind you, I was expecting like a full episode dedicated to them.
Oh, me too. I was.
We talked about it with Calvin last year, and funny enough, we thought it was gonna come out with season 1 because I think we talked to him midway through season 1.
Yeah, we talked to him right before the Return of Al Roker episode.
Right. Yes, he did say to keep an eye out for that at the end of our interview with him.
Right.
So in our interview, he mentioned the Chang triplets and how they're trying to do better now, and they want to bring those characters back. So the way he described it at the time, it almost sounded like we were going to get them in season 1, and so we were watching however remaining episodes we had, like 4 or 5, maybe 3.
There's about 4 total. There's
like
4
4.
total. Yeah.
Okay, so we were like, oh man, is this the episode? Is this it? Is this it? And then when we got to episode 10 with the Sugar Mama stuff and it ended, we're like, where are the Chang triplets? What happened? I thought
we were promised Chang triplets.
And so it's just funny because now it's season 2. We were like, oh, it must be a season 2 thing. Maybe Calvin was hinting at keep a lookout because we are gonna put them in the series. It's just not in season 1 yet. And it's funny, I was hoping with the way it was described, it would be an entire episode. I still want an entire episode with them. But they just drop them there like in the episode. And it's like that Walking Dead meme. What is that? What is that?
What is that?
I saw it. I like how they don't like outright tell you it's them. They kind of respect you for the knowledge that you likely have if you're an original fan. Because actually, you know what? If you're a new fan to this series, they don't tell you who they are.
No.
They just, it's more or less a homage to fans of the original that remember these characters. And it's like, listen, we respect that you're an intelligent human being. Put 2 and 2 together and figure out who they are. And I love it when shows do that. I love it when shows don't spell certain things out for you, and it's just the fun of putting it together. Because I can tell you now, when I saw that scene, I think I had to get to the 3rd triplet by that moment. And when I saw the 3rd one, I was like, no, what is that? What is that? And I rewinded the episode to before that. I'm like, it's them. This is the Chang triplets. Their redesigns, they look great.
Oh, the redesigns are perfect and fit right into this kind of new look and new design for the Louder and Prouder series as a whole.
Right.
Thumbs
it
up.
does.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, of course. They looked fantastic. And I just like their little quip thing that they gave. They're like, what? We're not gonna be your token. It was something about like we're not going to be like your token stereotype or something.
They were talking about the Asian stereotype where it was the whole come in because you're smart and stuff. Oh my gosh, I might have.
It was a really good line. It was a
great line because that's what they were before,
right?
In the original series,
right. And it's I just thought I can respect the show for not only giving them a modern day look, but also acknowledging, even like, Calvin told us about it, behind the scenes. Calvin, I've been calling him Calvin Brown Jr. We interviewed him.
Co-executive producer Calvin Brown Jr.
Yes. And we talked about it with him. And, in the interview, he pointed out, hey, we wanted to do better. We don't just want to hide the fact that this was a thing from the original Proud family. We want to bring it to the forefront. We want to acknowledge, hey, this was a thing and we're going to do better. That was a behind the scenes, I guess understanding of how they were portrayed, but they even acknowledge it in the episode. Like in the actual episode, they acknowledge they were problematic. Their portrayal was problematic in the original. We understand. We are doing better. I give them props for that. That I can appreciate a show that does that, because most shows would either ignore it completely, like, don't even bring back the Chang triplets because we don't want to remind people how problematic we were back then. Or B, if you do bring them back, don't bring up the fact that they were problematic to begin with. Just pretend like, oh, here they are. Yep. And they're not an issue anymore. They didn't do that. They made sure you knew, yes, we know it wasn't right. That whole hip hop helicopter sequence. Ding 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 ding. Oh God.
Or just it was littered with a bunch of stereotypes, like Mr. Chang too. There would be like, my father's gonna buy out this auditorium and change it from Wizard Auditorium to Chang Auditorium.
Yeah.
It was littered, throughout. And as you said, we rather you come and do this versus give us a PR statement that says ahead of the episode, like,
yes,
this is a reflection of our stupidity and our ignorance back then. We have sought to be the change we want to see in the world. Here we go. No, they just they made the change. Model minority. That's what it is.
Oh, is it that's what she said to Penny?
She said we're not going to be your idea of a model minority, which is a very common thing among the Asian American community.
That was nice. I thought that was
really great.
funny.
It was great. I do wish they had a whole episode. I think maybe it's incoming. I mean, they had one other appearance this season. At least Billy did, the boy. He appeared in episode 9, BB.
Oh, he was
at the museum.
I thought one of them was dancing with someone at one point.
Oh, that might be a thing too. I just remember Billy definitely showed up again at the museum, and that was the last time I remember seeing him. But I love when they bring these characters from the old show and give them these remodels and do stuff with them. I love it. And again, representation matters. This is a black show, but they're not above giving some flavors of a lot of different cultures.
Right.
Did you catch the I feel this was a direct reference to something, the Judge, so the Puff Daddy episode,
Judge Bird.
There's Judge Bird,
right? But
then there was the Latina judge who came in singing that song.
Okay, yeah. What about it?
I feel that's I don't know the reference, but I feel that's a reference to some other well-known judge in I guess Latin America
I
television.
I tried. Well, I'm not sure if it's in reference to a specific Latin American judge. What I will say is the way the judge was portrayed is almost a parody of how Latin American television is usually done.
All right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you watch it, it's almost like the courtroom is almost like a joke. It's almost like a game show.
Again.
Uh,
Yes.
so I saw it more like that rather than a reference to a specific Hispanic or Latin American judge. It felt
Sure.
more like, yeah, that's what Latin American TV's like. Live action.
They got that crowd involvement.
The crowd involvement, the eccentric nature of the host, who is probably a judge or a doctor or a
really catchy theme song.
Yes. So that's what I saw it as. It was still funny. I definitely like the Judge Bird and the whole like Puff Daddy episode. That was just like a fun, silly one.
Oh, well, I mean, when you capitalize your episode with Mari coming on.
Oh my God. Can you ever in your dreams, did you think there would be an episode where like, yeah, Penny and Oscar, or I guess not Penny, but Oscar and Sugar Mama, they're going to go on Maury
against Felix and Poppy about the dogs?
I am
no, the answer is no. No, I never thought they'd do that.
I am telling you this, unless I'm not remembering a good scene, this was one of the funniest scenes I think in the entire season, this Mari segment, because you had that segment where, Mari says, Puff, you are not the father. And this right here, you have first Sugar Mama and Oscar dancing like clowns. And then, they went the extra mile and had the dog, the Poppy's dog, run backstage
with the camera following. Yeah.
Oh my God, I think I cried laughing at that. That was so funny. That one
sent me. I was like, oh, again, it's the Proud Family, half their viewership is adults, but half these kids aren't gonna get this Mari joke. I don't think Mari still runs anymore. I have no idea. I don't have cable anymit
oh God, I feel like it's one of those like Infinite Void type of shows. That's like it's been around since when you were kids, and it never goes away.
Just never leaves. I mean, it could be, but this episode, pure entertainment value.
Right.
It did not need a lesson. It was just goofiness and silliness. Mari ended in 2022 September. Wow.
Ended. What recent? Jesus.
Just ended. Yeah. Maybe this was a nice little send-off for him. But yeah, again, when Proud Family dips into this, it's just really good. You could be just zany. You could be zany. Sugar the Bear. Didn't think he'd be back.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. That's Cedric, right?
No, CeeLo.
Oh, Cedric the Entertainer. two different C's. Yeah, CeeLo. Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna get him back. That's nice to know that, you get reoccurring characters similar to how the original Proud Family was. Al Roker appeared more than once.
True. So, the more outlandish characters can come back.
Right. So I definitely like that. But yeah, a lot of just good callbacks. Very, very funny callbacks. Some would say they're stretches.
Okay. We made a point on our TikTok, at least you did, about La Cienaga's feet return.
La Cienaga's feet. I think what was this episode called?
This was a perfect 10. A perfect
10. This episode was, I think, a perfect 10. I really liked La Cienaga's feet episode. That one was really, really funny.
You don't have a foot fetish, do you?
Oh God, no.
Okay, just making sure.
That would be problematic.
Sure.
But no, this episode was just pure comedy. It was just really funny. There's a specific callback that, I mean, I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna plug it in because I'm proud of it. So you're watching La Cienaga's. I'm gonna call it La Cienaga's feet episode. You're watching the episode. I'm watching the episode, and I'm watching it, and good episode with like Randall, La Cienaga's mother, kind of like piggybacking off of her success and like being an Olympian, being a gymnast. And you get to a moment where they're kind of like about to perform, right, for like one of the gym meets, and I'm watching it, and there's a moment where La Cienega, the camera goes in front of her, like it's directly in front of her, and she runs towards the camera, and she runs in a way, it's like a blink and you miss it. It's like the better part of 2 seconds max. That is it. And I saw it, and I was like, what is that? What is that? And I'm telling you, I rewinded this scene probably like 5 to 10 times to make sure I wasn't losing it. And I'm like, you know what that is? Because my thought process was, the people that are making this show right now are people our age. The animators, the writers behind the scene, they're like our age, if not even younger. And it's like they grew up with this type of stuff. That little running sequence, that to me is a direct callback to that crazy ass run from the Proud Family movie from 2005, where clone Oscar is saying, I will not fail the mission. And he has that goofy ass run, and that run has been memed for years for like a multitude of reasons. And I saw that run that La Cienega did. I'm like, there's no, like, the way she ran, the lopsidedness of how she ran. They were even both frowning the same way, Oscar and La Cienega. I'm like, no. Whoever animated this scene, get in contact with us so that we can talk about, what was it like animating the Proud Family. And we made a TikTok on it, and it popped off. Go check it out at the Yonko table. We pointed it out. We're like, hey, someone did this in direct reference to it, and it was hilarious. So
speaking of direct references, though, whether or not, I mean, I believe you. You have my belief. You have my faith. But the Proud Family movie, Disney, another
movie.
Another first for, I guess, maybe Disney in general.
Mm-hmm.
Proud Family Louder and Prouder, episode 8, Us Again, has confirmed the Proud Family movie is retconned. It has officially been retconned. It was all a dream. And didn't we talk to Calvin about this too? We talked about the movie. I remember we talked about the movie, and it was kind of like, I need to go back and listen to what we said, but it's very much kind of their last hoorah,
Right. And like in the movie, Penny was 16, right?
Penny was 16, yeah.
Okay. But in this, in Louder and Prouder, she's still 14.
So the idea from what Calvin told us was, why do we gotta age them? Bart Simpson and them have been
That's right.
Like 10 or whatever for years,
Right.
Yeah, their design makes them look a little older, but they're still very much 14.
Right.
The movie would have us think that at least 2 years had gone by in the time span or the timeline of the Proud Family, and that's why Penny was 16.
Maybe it's at the end of the timeline, right? Like the Proud Family movie, like up until this season, like you can have the assumption of the Proud Family movie is still canon. It's just
Endgame.
It's Endgame. It's at the end. And Louder and Prouder is all Infinity War. It's all Infinity War. It's all building up to Endgame. Proud Family.
I mean,
movie.
Sticky would have to come back if that's the case.
Yeah, he would. He would come back. He would be like, it's the same way. When what's his name? I forgot who said it. They said Cap on your left.
Oh, Falcon.
Falcon.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And then Sticky comes in.
Oh God,
Oh
no,
my God. Yes, he walks in. I did it. I did not even do that on purpose. I did not even do that on purpose. How appropriate.
So hold up. People, Proud Family folks, listen. We just wrote how to bring back Sticky if the time ever shall come. Boom, right there. Dr. Jace Attorney
on your left. Oh my God, perfect.
We're not gonna talk about Orlando Brown right now. I just read some updates on him.
Oh Jesus.
But the movie, as of now, is a retcon. It was a dream sequence. The fact that they even reference the movie like this,
I was shocked. I thought it would just be something in the ether that they'll be like, no one remembers that. That was 05. Let's
cannot. The Proud Family movie became so memeable.
It did. I guess the Oscar run.
The Oscar run, Zoe specifically doing the dance.
I don't see a lot of Zoe stuff. I see people pointing out the Zoe thing as like, Jesus, what was this mocap dancing? Like it was just so uncanny valley.
I know. Listen, you go on TikTok, you see so many people try to recreate the Zoe dance. It is crazy.
Is that one TikToker doing it? The one that recreates like animated dances?
No, I've seen so many
general.
Just specifically try to do Zoe's dance.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah. Yes. It's a thing. But I like how they reference the movie. The title is so aptly called Us Again, in a direct reference to Jordan Peele's Us. Another, I guess Black film that covers the topics of clones. Perfect film to use for this. Whether or not, I didn't think it was the greatest of episodes, but I did very much enjoy, I guess, what was happening here.
The Peanuts.
Seeing the Peanuts was, I would have loved to see Cashew.
Dr. Cashew, right?
No, Cashew is the one that befriended Penny.
Okay, right.
But Dr. Carver, they do name drop
Dr.
Carver. They sure do.
And what they say, they haven't seen him in like 17 years or something.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, literally, it was like 17 years, and it was like, that's the length. That's how long ago the movie was.
That was nice.
And then, as we had pointed out, in our discussion, Penny, throwaway line, blink and you miss it. Yeah,
I missed it. It. I know we had a conversation afterwards because I was like, man, I wish Penny recognized the Peanuts. She didn't really say anything like, oh, it's you guys. But then it's like, no, it's literally, if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss that they basically retconned it. Oh, Penny, you had that dream about the Peanuts again? Yeah, I did, but this time being this episode, so it implies, so the Proud Family movie was just a dream. And I guess it's funnier that way because like the Proud Family movie, like it's very like the Proud Family in general has like these fantastical elements to them. Like you got a talking panda bear, you have the Al Roker,
Genie.
The genie. You got the Steve Harvey credit card. The Proud Family movie just went so out there, and it's like, you know what? I remember liking the movie, but it's better. It's a dream. It's better that it's a dream. It's
fever dream. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And again, Penny got sent back to the past at one point in like in
a tornado type fashion.
Right. So it's like, you know what? Fine. Just leave it be a fever dream and we can move on. But I still like that it was even referenced because that's one of the things where it's like, I like that they're just not ignoring, for better or worse, whether it's something problematic or just something that's just easier to forget. I like that they're acknowledging what elements were from the original series and just touching on it again and referencing them here. Because new fans to the Proud Family, they're probably like, who the hell are these things?
Yeah, what's with their heads? Why they look so big? Why are they named after legumes?
Why are they peanuts?
What's going on?
Exactly.
No, that one was definitely for us.
Yeah. Oh.
And Oh, that one was
Oh,
for us.
again.
Again. I mean, was the Proud Family movie a high point in the Proud Family history?
I think it was towards its like, it was ending kind of gracefully a little bit. Like, you know how
yeah,
like most cartoons kind of after so many seasons, it's kind of like, all right, it's probably time to end it here.
yeah,
Like it's every show has its course. You either end it when you want to end it, or you end up being The Simpsons or
you end
or,
up being
or
the
Family
Simpsons.
Guy.
Right. It was a nice swan song for sure.
Right.
Do we look back and be like, this was a little ridiculous as far as what the hell happened in this movie? Sure, but it's definitely a fan favorite, no doubt, and it's fun to talk about. It's fun to poke fun at.
Right.
But yeah, again, that's the beauty of the Proud Family. Again, they can go, out there, or they can keep it really right here on the home front. Let me just ask before we get into we're about to get into more of the serious episodes. I know, and I talked to you about this. My favorite episode of this season, like just kind of personally, I had a lot of fun with this episode. Was the Soul Vibrations episode with the flashbacks from Bobby and Oscar, and about how they were in the band with Ray Ray.
Muskrat Love.
Muskrat Love. I already downloaded the song.
Wow.
Oh, I sure did. Yes, absolutely.
That's funny.
But do you listen to the lyrics of that song? He's just like, I'm so skinny. And like that's
Oh
like,
no.
that's like the lyrics. He's like, I'm skinny, and that's why you should want me. And he's like, Muskrat Sam. And he's like, I don't know if there's something in black music culture that my dad forgot to tell me, but I don't even understand the muskrat.
What is a muskrat?
Don't know. Or is it a real song? Actually, oh my god, I think I just looked it up. It's an actual real song.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Who was Giselle supposed to be?
well, Giselle's voiced by Normani.
From Fifth Harmony?
From Fifth Harmony, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she's been left Fifth Harmony by.
I remember Fifth Harmony back. Oh my god, their one major hit.
They got a couple of hits.
I remember one because I didn't listen to that type of music like that back then. But
Sure.
The one, it was like dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Right?
you don't gotta go to work.
That one.
Right. Yes, that is Normani. Funny enough, I was like, they got Normani to play what would be like an older character, to the age of Oscar. I was like, oh, I thought maybe y'all would have gone with like an older guest star, but
Right.
it's cool.
Right.
Normani did her thing. She was like, I love you. I actually that one is not on.
It was like oh god, I literally have the beat in my head. It's like,
Oh, I got the beat.
you're
It's
lucky.
oh,
I let you love me, or something,
yeah,
right?
you're lucky. I love you. You're lucky. I let. Yeah. No, you got it. That's it. That's the beat. That's the
Oh
beat.
man, is that song on there? I think I would
It
download
is
that
not
one.
on Apple, and I
Sinful,
don't do
sinful.
Spotify, but I don't think it's on Spotify.
Sinful.
I'm like, well, y'all can't be picking and choosy if you're gonna drop these bops. Like, give
Yeah.
them all. Give us all of them.
All or nothing. I had my thoughts on Cuter Than You, and y'all gave me that one, so give me the rest.
The judges song is on there. The one in Spanish, it's on there.
The judges song.
The judges song from the Puff Daddy episode where she comes out and raps in Spanish.
They have that on there,
That is on there, and yet
but the music-centered episode with, like, in all honesty, probably the best music in the season, not on there.
not on there.
know
Maybe
what's
they're
going
awaiting a
on.
drop. Maybe they're gonna release it directly as a single. I don't know, but it leaves you.
Actually, you know what?
wanting.
Maybe because Normani's the one that's singing it, so maybe it might be like a single that they release it as, because it's like an actual like music artist that's playing it. Maybe.
Yeah, because I guess they haven't had like any big name music artists, like actual music artists on that album. I'll have to pull it up and actually kind of do
Right.
to like look at that specifically. But yeah, Proud Family has been nailing kind of this these original music bits. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what creative juices came through their mind, but
keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going. I'm here for it. That was my favorite episode of the season. I just had a lot of fun with that episode. Do you have a favorite of the season?
Oh man, do I have a favorite?
Like,
I feel like at one point there was a favorite that I have, but I'm trying to remember which one is my favorite. It's probably one of the controversial episodes.
Okay.
That we'll get into. I mean, I just had a lot of fun overall.
Yeah.
Like with the season, as opposed to like, oh, this one was my favorite episode. Because there's, and we'll get into it. There were some episodes that just had problems. Like just or rather we had critiques towards them. I know one that we've kind of glossed over before we get into the serious one. The second episode,
Grandma's Hands. Yeah,
Grandma's Hands. Penny is Penny getting it. Penny. Oh man, it's one of those episodes. It's one of those episodes.
The other night we were talking about like weaker episodes, and I said, if you trying to get into this ranking idea, that it's easier to do with an episodic show where every episode kind of stands alone. Grandma's Hands, it had some funny moments. I like that Oscar's bed, like Sugar Mom was
that's not your bed, Penny, that's Pup's bed.
Oscar's bed. It's just that tiny little thing. But did it hit? That one probably was, more or less the one that didn't work for me. I think it was a tonal issue.
It just came out of like, I know there's no sequential order for these episodes, but like it kind of pulled me out a little bit when, because this came right after the part 2 to Sugar Mama, right?
Right, yeah.
And you had that moment as they're exiting the town where Penny's having, this heart-to-heart with her mother, and she's like, thanks for taking me here, Mom. You're right. I forgot what she said, but something along the lines of, we have to know where we came from to better understand ourselves. It was a very powerful moment. The next episode, she's coming home at like 2 a.m. like, Mom, what do you want? I'm going upstairs. And I'm just like, whoa, what is this? What happened? And it's this major tonal shift in her character. Would I have maybe been okay with this episode if it was like thrown somewhere else in the season? Maybe not. I couldn't tell you, but I what I can tell you is this came after episode 1. The end of episode 1, which was a very good, powerful moment. And you have Penny just being so nasty to her family. And it's like, where did this come from? And I think I know what you're saying when you say like the tonal, you said you said you had a problem in general with the episode.
As you're alluding to, the Penny and I don't want to call it an easy cop out, but it kind of felt like that it was just her hormones, right? And then the episode was kind of, it was more comedic in nature as far as, it was like Penny versus Sugar Mama the whole time. The Sugar Mama making Penny do these outlandish chores, clean up Bobby's room. Bobby, oh no, I can't find my things. You got to put it back to where you made it.
Where are my nachos, Penny?
Right. So it had its moments, and then I think at a certain point, Penny's ready to take revenge on Sugar Mama after she falls in the stadium.
Yeah, it got dark.
It kind of did get dark, and then we just had the heartfelt ending, and I was like, I don't know if Penny's journey warrants this heartfelt ending. I don't think she earned it yet.
I don't think it was earned. It just came out as, I love you, Mom. I love you too, Penny.
And then like Sugar Mom was like, look, Oscar, look, Bobby. And then they're all like watching them hug, and that's what it's all about. I was like, I don't know how we got here.
How did we get to this spot? Was this deserving?
I was like, man, watching this, I don't feel I deserve this little moment. If I don't feel it, she shouldn't feel it. I would say this was probably my least favorite episode of the whole season.
Yeah, this one, I couldn't tell you which one was my favorite, but I could tell you which one was my least. This one was my least favorite, episode 2. Yeah, and again, part of it just comes from that placement after episode 1. It's just like, where did this version of Penny come from?
Absolutely.
She may as well have been one of the clones from the Peanut, because they're opposite from people.
Sure.
It was just, not a fan of episode 2. But
also the trek that Penny had to go to Sugar Mama's house, I don't think she lives down the street. Penny, my mom, your mother said I can't undo the locks. Go to Sugar Mama's house. I don't know how the hell she got to Sugar Mama's house.
No, he gave her a bus fare. She took the bus. Yeah.
Because a 14-year-old should be riding a bus.
Yeah. What time? Like, good God. That's like I'm assuming she came back like at midnight or something.
The dead of night. It's the dead of night.
Right.
So, but it's okay. It's a weaker of the episodes. We're gonna move forward. I think we're now into the serious episodes, and dare I say, I think we got a mixture of, some of these issues are not even tackled throughout the entire episode, or topics are not brought up at all until midway or whatnot. But they definitely spark conversation, and I think that's a good thing. Honestly, again, I think Proud Family honestly does a good job at kind of tackling the harder hitting stories and topics and representation with some grace. Whether or not everybody sees that is to be determined, but here, let's get into it. I think the first one, we already touched upon it with Old Town Road, the sexism and anti-mixed marriages. They did a good job with that. I guess the next time we are brought into kind of, oh snap, they went there. Curved. Episode 3.
Slaves built this country.
Slaves. See, and I feel, and the thing is, I don't even want to talk about the beginning of the episode. I just want to talk about this
bit at the end.
This was, I mean, we real briefly. DrJaceAttorney joins the debate team. Haitian sensation Chance the Rapper falls in love with DrJaceAttorney.
Oh, that was Chance the Rapper. Wow.
That's Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
Falls for DrJaceAttorney. He was just playing her to beat her in the debate team. However, DrJaceAttorney proves, just like she's a poetry whiz, she's a debate whiz. And they go in with this final bit about slaves built this country. Have you seen how much attention this has been getting?
Oh, yes. It's there's 2 episodes that have been getting a lot of attention. I guess right. 1 is getting less attention. There's a Holy Trinity.
Sure.
In terms of controversy. There's other episodes getting attention, but for controversy, yes. This is among the conversation for this one. A lot of people are upset about this episode. There's a mix of people upset and people praising it.
We're team praise, if that's not if that wasn't clear.
Team praise, yes. But yeah, it's very interesting because, like, did you even see it going in this direction? Like, absolutely not. And that's why I say this episode is not even that kind of well put together as an episode. And you and I talked about this. We're going from, is this about
the debate team, or is this about Penny and DeJane's friendship, or was there
that crumbling friendship
oh, goodness, oh,
built
that
with
friendship,
paper mache?
right. Could fold at any time. It could look beautiful at times, but then at other times, yeah, they just fold on each other. But no, this came out of nowhere. And goodness, I would call this the saving grace of the episode. The episode wasn't bad per se, but it was a little bit all over the place. But then they just hit it out of the park right here with this sequence. It's about like a minute and a half long or something.
Yeah, it's actually a well put together minute and a half.
Right.
It's not like 20 seconds. Okay, done. I thought it was gonna be like one of those short sequences, like for example, Hip Hop Helicopter.
Sure.
They went to. That's the best example I could think of, when they went to do the dance, and it's like, it's like a 10-second dance number.
Really want to dance with me? Yes.
Do you want to dance with me? That sequence is like, oh, okay, 10 seconds are up. Bam, they won the competition. This was an actual put together sequence, and it's like you said, it's like a minute and a half, and I like that. I like that.
I mean, there's layers to it. Like, it has live action clips. They go into a multitude of topics about, just systemic racism in our country, and then just kind of they give us a timeline, of events in, history, and at the end of the day, it's also spoken word. They're a debate team, and they came out with this spoken word piece, and damn near slam poetry,
right. It felt very slam poetry, right?
And it was just oh my gosh, it's just a really well put. It's like, if this is a slideshow with imagine having to present a slideshow like this, and then you out here doing like spoken word and doing interpretive dance to it with cue cards. Zoe with the cue cards,
Yeah.
Crazy. I was blown away by this.
Oh my god, that reaction thing. Yeah, they did that.
About the third time they used it.
Yeah, they did it in the first season too, I think.
They did. But I was just like, cool. I was like, this is great.
It's definitely one of the saving graces of the episode. I feel like you can ignore a lot of the problematic elements with the episode, like just reinforcing again how terrible of a friend DeJace is.
Oh gosh.
Just goodness. But outside of that, with the happy little bow they have at the end, like, I love you, Penny, I love you, DeJace, and then they hug it out, and then you have this moment at the end. I feel like that saves the episode by a large margin. It was just a really well put together sequence, and I've been seeing on social media a lot of the people that worked on this episode, in particular this sequence, they're very proud of what they put together.
Very proud, huh?
Oh, look at that. It writes itself.
It does. I mean, part of me feels they wrote this sequence first, and they said, how do we build an episode around this?
Right. So
and
yeah,
whether or not that
definitely one of the better episodes.
Yeah,
I feel like just for that sequence alone.
A lot of people are calling it anti-white propaganda. A lot of people
they think this one is.
Well, they think. I read a headline today, and I thought they were going to talk about episode 10. They were talking about this sequence alone.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, slow your roll speed. Just watch a couple more episodes. I hope you didn't stop here.
I hope you didn't stop there, because it gets better.
But again, I don't think it's anti-white. I think it's just very, it's perspective. It's that's looking really at, the bigger issue, and episode 10 probably highlights a lot of what people are thinking about what transpired in this episode.
I think episode 10 is like the one being talked about now, considering it's the final
episode. Let's just talk about
episode.
episode 10. Let's just.
Oh, you want to skip to episode 10?
I guess this is a better. I mean, should we save episode 10
Well, I guess because it's kind of tied to the same issue. Let's talk about
They
episode
are,
10, and then we'll
very
save.
much.
Likely, I'm assuming you're saving episode 8. Or
I mean,
is it 8?
I wanted to save episode 10 to be the last. So
Whichever-
the episode
however
9.
you want to take it. However you want to take it.
Well, no, let's build up some anticipation. We're gonna come back to episode 10 because I
Okay.
think episode 10 has a couple of layers. Let's
Okay.
talk End of Innocence.
End of Innocence.
Disney Princess Party.
Right. First off, let me get this out of the way. I thought the Disney princess thing was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone showing up as a Disney princess, Tiana. You had the Avalor theme playing.
And then I don't even know how that theme goes, but I was like, damn, they did it. There it is.
They did it. They're like, oh, well, there's no big movie with the Hispanic Disney princess, but let's give La Cienega the one that we got. And they gave it to her, so that was good. I think what Oscar is supposed to be the jester from
Sleeping Beauty, and
Beauty.
My god! Because we watched this episode together, I was like, I know that look from something, but I have no idea what I knew it from.
There's no way everyone here is dressed as a Disney character and they just slap together something random for Oscar. Like, that's definitely has to be a callback to something. He has Simba and Nala on his damn shoulders. Like, he has to have something, in reference to. So yes, I think all of that was really awesome.
Real quick, because one of my students pointed this out. They said, shout out to Michael as Pocahontas.
Wow, yeah, Michael as Pocahontas. Geez.
Yeah.
Did not expect that. I think, what was it? Oscar said, "Who are you?"
Yes. Didn't even recognize. Right.
Did not even recognize. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was. Real quick too. That Dejanay did Brandy Cinderella.
Right.
That was a nice little nod versus just doing Cinderella.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Brave, and then Trudy as Belle. Okay, good. We did it. That's all of them.
That's all of them.
All right. This episode has a very mixed response going on to what was given in the episode and what is supposed to be our takeaway.
Right.
Let's set it up. A celebrity boy is about to enroll at their school.
From Otter Things.
Which I don't know why that reference went right over my head.
Wow, are you serious?
I thought it was supposed to be like Outer Banks, that show on Netflix.
Oh, geez, come on.
I was like, Otter.
What is
outer,
that?
Otter.
What is
outer. Come on, man. O's and the T and the D.
Who's watching that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh,
it went over my head, man. I can't believe it went over my head.
Clearly.
He's coming to the school. The girls swoon over this guy. And this is where, you were coming in about strike one from Old Town Road Part 2 for Penny with the native boy.
Oh, right. Penny. Penny.
Kareem's right there.
Right.
Kareem's right. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't have a label on it or something.
Kareem thinks something's on it.
I think he does. Rightfully so. Right.
Right.
But whatever. Penny's also infatuated. The boy walks up to Zoe. He's only interested in Zoe. Doesn't sit well with the other girls, namely because Zoe is unattractive, quote unquote. They deem her so, and if they deem it, that means it must be so. Zoe shouldn't be able to pull a guy like this. Maya here's a rumor from her cousin. This dude is only into white girls, and everybody loses their minds.
Why did you sound like the Joker?
I had to. I thought it was fitting. I thought it was a boy is into a brown skinned girl. Nobody bats an eye. But a black boy says he likes only white girls. Well, everybody loses their minds. See, it fits.
Oh my God. Someone's going to animate that.
I hope they do. I hope they do. So it's not a problem until this comes out, and now they are. Yeah, if they weren't jealous already, now they're just on this
Now
moral
it's
high
beyond
ground.
jealousy. It's now problematic to them.
Yes.
It's not like, oh man, how did Zoe get the good looking one? No, now it's like, oh, this makes me uncomfortable. And then they have that Skype call, or I guess FaceTime, Zoom.
Basically,
whatever.
Skype call. Yeah.
And they're all talking about it. They're all having a conversation on it. You got La Cienega, Michael, everyone's in there. I like that little quip that La Cienega throws in the conversation. She's like, yeah, isn't it true, Maya? He's only into the vanilla, no chocolate, no caramel, no sprinkles, no nothing. Okay, you want to talk about something that went over my head? When she said that, I just thought it was in reference to ice cream flavors, like, Zoe's the vanilla, but like in general, the other flavors of ice cream are like vanilla, caramel, she was just listing things, but she's actually referring to them as the flavors, Dijonay's the chocolate, La Cienega's the caramel, and Michael's the sprinkles.
Michael's the sprinkles. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that was great. I didn't miss. It was the sprinkles that clued me in. I was like, sprinkles, rainbow, Michael.
That was funny. That was funny.
Great line. Great setup too. They feel some type of way about this man only being into white girls, and this sparks, the problem of the rest of the episode. They want to exclude Zoe from this princess party that they've been doing for years
without even talking to her.
Right. They're putting it on Zoe.
Becky with the red hair.
Yes. Oh. So the princess party comes. Zoe's not invited, but Zoe hears that it's still going on. So she still shows up
as Meredith. That's
as
cool.
Merida. Yeah.
Was it Merida or Meredith?
Merida. That's how I know you're not a fan.
I'm not. I'm not a fan of that movie.
That's okay. I mean, Merida or Ariel was gonna be really good for red hair Zoe. If she had came as red haired Shanks, but that's wishful thinking.
That's beyond wishful thinking. Ain't no way. You getting a Keyblade reference and that's it. That's all you get.
Okay, is that where our Japanese references stop?
Yes.
I guess. And then all hell breaks loose. Mrs. Proud, he's only dating Zoe because she's white. And I tell you, man, I felt so weird watching this episode.
There's a draft of this episode, whether it exists already or it needs to be written, where a better version of this story is told.
Right.
Because I feel like this topic can be talked about through the Proud family, and it probably could be done very, very well. Because when we were talking about it before, we were even considering like, man, if they just had the characters do this or say this, this would make the episode, first off, make way more sense as to how everyone's feeling, but the message of the episode can still feel heartfelt. Like it would still feel powerful. You get this scene where now is the time the characters want to explain how they're feeling, rather than going to Zoe and talk about it. Now, after having excluded her from this party, now they're willing to talk about it after she, invites herself, right? And even Penny's a little bit in on this too, because, Trudy's asking, oh, is Zoe coming? And she's like, oh, no, she's out of town. She's, she's not here.
Penny's very much a bystander.
She's a bystander. She's letting this occur. So then you have this moment with like Dijonay where she now decides to speak her feelings. She's going to tell Zoe, this makes us feel a type of way because I forget the character's name, but he's only into white girls. And Zoe takes offense to that because she's like, what makes you think that? First of all, because you just heard that from word of mouth from someone, which is Maya's cousin, who they don't even know.
Yep.
The person could be lying out their ass. And so very well, this person can like Zoe just because she's Zoe. Maybe the first reaction was, oh, Zoe's a white girl, that's my preference. But maybe they were into Zoe after that as well. Like, you know, they got to know Zoe, they like her, you know, so on and so forth. But then, so Zoe gives her explanation, right? And instead of combating the issue, like, of what, because Zoe raised a valid point. She's like, what if he just likes me for me? You know,
Yes.
like, what's wrong with that? DrJace says, Zoe, you just don't get it.
Well, even before that line, which, that line, I don't know.
I don't no, yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's the line that,
back to that.
Look, there was a line that was, look at you, Zoe. Why would any guy be into you?
Oh my God, these are terrible people.
Right, absolutely. Like, I'm like, how
these are your
could
friends?
they be saying this right now? Yeah.
Like, and what I didn't like is in this episode when DrJace gave that bombshell closure, like, Zoe, you just don't get it. And I didn't like that because as soon as she said that, I knew what the intent of the episode was trying to go for, and I'm like, y'all missed it. You missed it. Like, there is, if the point when DrJace said that was supposed to be, it's so obvious DrJace's in the right, like, there's no point arguing with Zoe anymore. I'm sorry, no. The friends were painted out to be complete asses. They were terrible to Zoe.
Right.
What was that about? And again, I think a stronger episode here is where, you know, because again, this character, like we keep saying this character, goodness, is rumored to be into Zoe at first based on her being white. I think you have a stronger episode when you start hearing rumors about, oh, it's not only that he doesn't, that he's only into white girls, he's also like has nasty things to say about people of color. So like, you know, black people, Hispanic people, just anyone that isn't white. He has unfavorable things to say, because I feel like if you have this character rumored to have said that or actually say that, a lot of these other moments would ring a lot better. You have a moment with Penny and Trudy before all this happened where Penny's kind of uncomfortable and she doesn't know what to say, and you know, Trudy notices that and she's like, Penny, why don't you Penny, something's wrong, like what's the problem? And she's like, I have this hypothetical boy, you know, just hypothetical, and he apparently is only into white girls. And it's this, oh my God, it's such a nice, heartfelt moment where it's like, it's supposed to paint a picture of, you know, Penny, the color of your skin does not determine anything about you. You are beautiful as you are. Do not let a boy's words ever sway you from that mindset.
Right.
But I feel like because that boy doesn't say something like that and is only rumored, the boy doesn't even say it himself.
I mean, the boy only appears at the beginning of the episode. He doesn't even appear.
He appears at the end, at the very end.
Oh,
with the other girl.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But it's like he appears and there's a rumor that he has a preference to white girls. And it's like the girls take that as like, oh, am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? Does my skin color, you know, make me not good enough to meet this boy's expectations? The entire cast feels like that. By cast, I mean like, you know, the crew,
right,
Penny and the rest of them. So I feel like a moment like this between Trudy and Penny, I'm like, oh, I would have loved this. I would have loved this if you made this moment with this boy a little bit better. And then you get probably what was supposed to be the clincher of the episode. What was probably supposed to be like, this is our father figures of season 2, right? Our father figures from season 1, where it's like you get that heartfelt grip. It's that moment where everyone storms off. They're like, Zoe, you don't get it. We're leaving. They all leave the party. Penny and Trudy and Oscar just go off into the kitchen. Like, no, let them figure it out.
Yep, let them. Right.
And Penny is alone with Zoe, and you have this really powerful moment with Penny where she's like, I mean, it was very sad. I don't think we get too many moments with Penny ever. Penny has cried in the original Proud Family.
Not cry where it's like tears, like you see the tears come out like they did right there, and like the music was hitting different too.
Right. Her voice was cracking.
Yeah.
If Penny cried in the original, it was usually because I remember the cry. It was always like,
yeah, I know, just like that. Yeah. Just literally just like that.
And it was always over something like silly, like didn't let her go to this boy's house or something.
Or nobody came to her party. She's like, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna cry my eyes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember that one. It was always something just silly. It was something silly. No, this one was like a genuine, like the tone, the music. It was
supposed to elicit emotion.
Right, exactly. And I thought it was perfect. Zoe just leaves in silence. Penny saying, I was just trying to get everyone to express their feelings, and Zoe just leaves. I don't blame Zoe. I don't blame Zoe at all for that. Right. And naturally, if this was airing on Disney Channel back then, this would have been the commercial break when everyone, leaves and Penny runs upstairs. But yeah, no, it's like, but at the same time, I'm like, I felt the emotion in that scene, but I'm like, it's coming from a non-genuine place as to how we got here. How we got here, I feel like, is not genuine when it comes to what the message of the episode was trying to say, because it takes a bit more of a nosedive in the latter half as well, like the resolution of the episode.
No, it does. Just you pointed out everything that was not executed well. Dare I say, if this episode had been about, maybe the group outside of Zoe finds out that he's only into her because she's white, and they hear him say all these negative things
I needed that. Right.
And then like they try to convince Zoe, like, Zoe, this is what he's saying about us, and Zoe's like in disbelief and doesn't believe. And then Zoe, then he finally says it to Zoe, and then she stands up for her friends.
This should have been a 2-parter.
Easily it could have been.
If the problem was there was not enough time, like, there's not enough time to tell that expansive of a story, make it 2 parts. Because there is something here that you could have, this could have been it. This could have been the episode for season 2.
Right. And they put a lot of time into this episode. The whole princess gimmick is a great setup for this. It's like, it's ironic. You wouldn't expect this controversy and this falling of a friendship at a princess party, as everyone is dressed up as an iconic Disney princess,
Right.
And then it just falls apart. And then, it lost itself a bit, but again, I think the big thing they were trying to hit is, and I told you about this, again, the Black woman experience, as far as,
right. There's that.
The Black woman is typically less favorable as far as attractiveness, romantic partner, all that, compared to lighter skinned women, white women, fair skin, and then same thing a lot of times with other people of color too. It's just like white is the way to go. And
they even make a crack at that too. Didn't I, oh God, I'm trying to remember the context. Didn't
Oh,
Oscar say someone like, DrJace said, "Hey Kanye," right? To someone.
Oh yeah, someone said it. I think, or someone said it in the little screaming match. Oh yeah, well no, when he was with Maya called him Kanye at the dance.
Oh, okay. The
guy,
the otter things guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was funny. And again, like that comment alone is like, oh, okay, I see what, the intent was with the episode. I just feel like there's a better written way to have got that message across. Because again, it comes at the expense of these friends, quote, of Zoe they're just terrible. They're terrible.
We are not alone in this. This is a very universal thing. They are really coming for. I mean, they came for Penny's crew before. Not like this. Like, this this has not been seen in a favorable light towards the friend group.
Right, because at the same time, because right, we get to the dance and they have their little everyone's there, like, is somewhat upset, whatever. Zoe shows up and she says, oh, I broke up with the guy. I left him because he confessed to me that, yes, he was only into white girls, and because it made you guys uncomfortable, I decided to break up with him. It's only from that her friends apologized to her.
Right.
And I find that very disingenuous because they said some awful things to Zoe, and Zoe didn't do a damn thing in this episode.
You say that, and now I'm thinking about it, it's like Zoe's not the perpetrator here. She's the victim.
Yes.
But they play victim.
Very. Yes.
Yeah, no, it just, oh man, no.
I don't like that Zoe has to be the one to come out first and apologize.
Oh, that should not have been the thing. That should not have been the thing.
I don't mind both parties apologizing. I don't think Zoe should have been the first one to apologize.
No, they were in the wrong, and they admit they're in the wrong. But again, it wasn't until Zoe, instigated.
We got our way, so we're gonna apologize. Like,
right?
You finally left the guy. Good. You're now bumpkin Zoe. You're now gross, and you don't have anyone.
And they all dance with another guy at the dance, anyways.
Yes. DrJaceAttorney has her Haitian sensation. I think La Cienaga's
dancing with Michael. Maya's
no, not Michael. Michael.
Oh, I got to pull it up right here. She's dancing with Michael.
I was thinking of who's the short kid?
Oh, Myron.
Zoe was dancing with Myron.
Zoe danced with Myron, and Maya's dancing with Billy Chang.
Okay, that was the dance one.
So it's like y'all, and then of course Penny has Kareem. So it's like, what were y'all complaining for? So yeah, it's this episode probably was the most, like, they were trying to hit the emotions, but it was all over the place.
And I think I'm as critical of this episode as I am, because there is something great there, and I'm just a little annoyed that they missed it. Like,
completely. Like,
there's something there. Like, this, in an alternate timeline, I am praising this on the same level as Father Figures. I'm like, damn, they did it again. Proud Family got that dog in them.
No, oh my God, you gotta stop leading with that.
But like that's why it's frustrating. It's like, this could have been it. This could have been the episode where I'm like, yo, season 1 had Father Figures, season 2 had End of Innocence. This was the one.
It had great potential.
So
great potential.
But it's a mixed bag. Thankfully, there's some better episodes after this that I feel like kind of pick up the pieces that
we got our last 2 episodes.
Our last 2 episodes.
Yeah, literally. So we'll do 9, which is BB.
A lot of people like this one.
Now, talking emotions, I really felt this one. You know, BB, he is on the spectrum. He's showing early signs of autism. I think they really handled this episode so well. I know, and we've talked about it, we are indifferent about the museum sequence, whether or not it ran a little too long, whether or not it subtly was implying BB's, autism and whatnot. But what this episode hits its stride when they get to like Dr. Payne, and
Dr. Payne.
Dr. Payne, fool.
Let me fix your spine.
I'm a chiropractor. You're my spine. I can't even do it. I can't do it. I thought it was very interesting. I didn't even know with autism there was this idea with perception of pain.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's different it's different for everyone. Not everyone has that perception of pain on the same level as like what BB was showing. But that's one of the things.
I thought it was a
like
very good
cubes,
show. The ice cube, the feather. There might have been one more, but I was like, I did not know that was a thing. So at one part you're learning about autism,
right?
But then I think when they go see the next doctor, Dr. Lord, is where it really starts to kind of hit home what's happening here. BB, she's like, I think BB has early signs of autism.
Are you calling my kid stupid?
Oscar. Oscar always, and I love Oscar for this, and I love the characterization of Oscar.
Yes,
He's always coming from a good place. It's not always the best place, but he's good at heart. He's good at heart.
Right.
It takes him a while to get to where he needs to be.
It's through a lack of understanding that he comes from these areas. And I like that Oscar is used for these moments, because I mean, he was practically used for this in Father Figures from season 2. The reason why I keep mentioning Father Figures, that was like my favorite episode of season 1. So if you're wondering why I keep bringing up that particular episode, fantastic. Best episode of season 1. Dare I say in both seasons, but we'll say that for the end. But again, Oscar used as the catalyst to drive the message of, there's this, most people see, I won't say most, but like there's a good amount of people that see gay marriage as it should be just something of equality. If you're gay, you're gay, you're straight, whatever. Oscar is not of that mindset. He sees that and he's like, not my kid. and he just loses his mind. So he has to go through this lesson of like learning, just trying to get him out of this well of ignorance. And I feel like they saw that with Father Figures, and they're like, well, we see you at Father Figures, we raise you with autism. And they take Oscar as, again, taking the ignorant side of something like this. This is a very real issue where when a child is having early signs of anything, whether it's autism, Asperger's, or just anything, it could be any developmental issue. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the father, it could be the mother, anyone. They have this reluctancy to seek help because it basically means an admission that something is wrong with their child. And most caring parents don't want to admit that there's something wrong with their child if there is indeed something that they need help with. So Oscar is taking that mindset and saying, what do you mean my kid has autism? Are you calling him stupid? And Trudy's just like, Oscar, sit down. And you get this explanation, like Dr. Lord is explaining, the onset of autism, what it means, how BB can be treated, and what the future will be like for BB. And the future seems bright. It's not all doom and gloom like how Oscar's probably thinking in his mind, but he's still stuck in that very, I guess, ignorant mindset. He's like, no, my kid is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with him.
He said, yeah. And we haven't been talking about the vocal performances. Kyla Pratt, as you said earlier with the tear scene.
That was really good from Kyla Pratt. Yeah.
Tommy Davidson, when he's like, there ain't nothing wrong with my son. I was like, damn, man, that was so good. I was like, I felt that. I really felt that. Because again, as you said, he's in this hole of ignorance, but it's like he really cares for his children, and that's the last thing as a parent you want to hear is that there's something wrong with your son. There's nothing wrong with BB, and that's what, as you said, this well of ignorance. But he doesn't know. He doesn't know, and he thinks this means something not good for BB. And the episode does a good job at just Oscar coming to grips with that idea that, there's nothing wrong with my son, but he does need some extra help, Yeah. And he sees it through the factory sequence, which again was funny. But I tell you, man, the score really comes in clutch in the moments where, there's the one where he holds BB right after BB makes the factory explode.
Oh yeah, I like that. BB, what am I gonna do with you?
Right. And then he realizes, he's like, damn, it's okay that my son needs help, but I'm gonna do what's best for him and get him that help. Then yes, at the end of the episode too, dada.
I like that stock that stock audio that it sounds like. It just, I don't know. I like it. I like the way
I don't know how they
talk.
do BB and CC's voice, but yes, I think I know.
Because before it was Tara Strong, right?
It was
From the
Tara
OG?
Strong, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I know it's not her anymore, but I just like the way they sound sometimes. It just sounds like stock audio in a sense.
Yes.
It just sounds funny. It sounds funny.
It does. And then he buries his face in his fro, and man, for me, oh man, I felt that. I was like, yes.
This was it.
I was like, this was my father figures. This, from an emotional standpoint, I felt this one. I was like, they nailed this one. It's just very good. This is very good. And then, the gimmick of BB is actually super powered. He's flying around, and all these other autistic kids have superpowers.
Felt very X-Men like.
It did. Also, I was like, I get it. You let your kids express themselves how they want, but how are you gonna let BB out the house with no shoes and one sock on?
When Trudy gave him the hug before she left, I'm like, Trudy, you're gonna button up his pants, right? As a mother, you're gonna button up his pants. All right? She doesn't do anything.
No, she doesn't.
Oscar, I get it. Oscar is Oscar, but Trudy, come on.
I thought we had some class, but it's all right. BB's a growing boy. He's all right. He'll come into it. One thing, and we talked about this on our TikTok. Y'all should definitely follow us on TikTok.
Ooh,
Parentification is what the Trudy and Oscar unintentionally do to Penny when they, push Penny. I need you to watch the kids tonight. Pause on your life, watch the kids. And now with the BB's diagnosis, Penny's feels she's about to have all this other pressure because she's already taken care of BB and Cece so much. Oscar is reluctant to give him treatment and whatnot. So now it's going to be on Penny to really help BB. And Dr. Lord notices that, and she checks in with Penny. And I think that was also just a very nice scene to add on to kind of what was going on here. And we talk about it in the TikTok. It's everyone's affected by this. It's not just the child at hand. Every family member plays a part here. Proud family. They are a family,
Right. Right.
And so I thought that was a really nice scene to add on to, just kind of what was going on. Kudos to them, man. Kudos to them.
It was good. It was really good.
It was definitely, yeah, that was my emotional core episode. Are we ready to talk about this finale?
Ooh, the king of controversy.
I guess. One, I don't think I knew this episode was coming, first of all.
As in what? Like you didn't know this type of episode was gonna come? Or...
Maybe. I think maybe the trailer. There was a trailer that showed them kind of doing protests. I think at least once, but I don't know. Maybe not like this. Maybe not like this. I don't know. I think only through Twitter did I learn that there was a Juneteenth episode because I didn't look ahead at the list.
Right.
But I think again, another episode they really handled with some grace. I don't find this episode problematic at all. I think very much it's just simply it's a heavier topic, no doubt. It's not an easy topic, and if it were an easy topic, I don't think we would be here, and I don't think there would be controversy. But I think with the Proud Family, what the Proud Family does really well is, again, it is a medium to be reflexive of what is going on in our world. And, you know, the issue at hand in the episode is not necessarily one that is the most prominent in today's media, but it is there. It is there. And how they go about handling it is prominent in today's media, you know?
Right.
Let's get into it. Smithville. Smithville, which I don't even know if it was ever called Smithville.
Was it really not? I thought it.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know, I assumed it was because, you know, Bruce Smith.
That's where I got it from. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. But I don't remember it ever being called Smithville in like the original or anything. I'll have to look that up.
But yeah, go ahead.
Smithville, founded by Christian A. Smith. Turns out he is a slave owner. Was a slave owner. Had a big old plantation, and whatnot. And kids want to do something about it. Not to mention, they only found out about this because a young girl named Emily reaches out to Maya. Maya is the activist character. So actually, I really like this episode for Maya.
Finally,
I like this
Maya
episode a lot.
Episode in a way, because we didn't really get. I mean, we got like the introduction of Maya in season 1, but we didn't get like a Maya focused episode. The way we thought season 1 was gonna be was like, oh, Maya slowly integrated into the group, but after episode 1, it's like, nope, Maya is part of the group, and you'll see her appear every now and then. This one was like the Maya episode,
right?
So
I
like that.
I like that too. I like shows where it's okay to give the secondary characters, you know, their own episode. I think of shows like Hey Arnold that do really well with that concept. Like, again, I don't think you ever thought like actually let me not get into it. Hey Arnold does a good job. Maya visited by an ancestor, I guess an ancestor you can go. Emily.
Is it her? Not her ancestor, though.
It's not her ancestor. Well, it could be because, you know, they're adopted.
I guess, yeah, they never really confirm or deny that, yeah.
Right. As brother Kwame said,
Brother Kwame. Do you want to touch on Brother Kwame real quick? Do
you know who voices Brother Kwame?
I do not know who voices Brother Kwame.
That is your boy Leslie Odom Jr. Have you watched Hamilton yet?
No. I want to watch it on Broadway, man.
He's not even on the Broadway cast anymore.
Damn it. Oh God. Wait. Is he in anything else?
Yes. You watched Glass Onion, yeah?
No.
Oh.
Is that it?
Did you watch A Night in Miami?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you watch Murder on Orient Express?
You know what? It's
just
over.
Forget it.
It's over.
He is a Tony-winning actor. He's Oscar nominated. He's Aaron Burr in Hamilton. He's the mother effing guy.
So he's Brother Kwame.
He's Brother Kwame. What do you want to talk about Brother Kwame for?
He's just one of the new prominent characters that they showed. I just like I just kind of laugh whenever I see him. It's just Brother Kwame, and then he's like, Sister Proud. I don't know. It's just I like it when he talks. I like when he talks.
He's smooth. He's
He's smooth. Yes. Oh, he's smooth. He's smooth.
Leslie Odom Jr., voice of an angel. I'm telling you.
Voice of an angel. Yeah, I feel like he's always like, calm, gentle with his words.
When he did his Wizard Kelly impression,
he did a Wizard Kelly impression.
he was like, I'm gonna go take this to the wizard. And he said, Brother Kwame, what did Wizard Kelly say about this? He said, that was 400 years ago. Get over it, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, I remember that.
Yes. I do like Brother Kwame. I like Leslie. If Brother Kwame is supposed to be their teacher character, their like de facto teacher character, I like that.
Okay.
Tara Strong was the other teacher in this episode.
Oh, she was the white teacher?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Got it. Did you feel some type of way how they were showing this teacher? Like,
okay.
In the beginning, I was in the beginning. I'm like, I know this one's gonna be the problem. I already know.
Well, okay.
Before they said anything.
There's layers to it. So yes, they set her up to the audience, to us, that she would be the problem. But I think at the end of the day, very much she was just ignorant to the fact as well.
Right.
And that is why she appears at the new ceremony, and whatnot. But do they try to paint her in a light that would make you think she's just kind of purposefully ignorant? Yes, they kind of like ask her what they planted. What they plant there? I don't remember the teacher's name.
Oh God, yeah, what they plant there. She's like, corn, wheat, and cotton.
Right. Oh my God.
the way she said it.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh,
right.
Calm down, everyone.
Absolutely. That is literally what went through my head. I was like, okay, they're trying to really paint her like this. So Maya goes, and Maya and KG eventually find out, because again, they feel connected to this because Barry, one of their dads, is an ancestor to Christian A. Smith. And when they find out that Christian A. Smith was a slave owner, they talked to Barry. I really liked how this played out.
I like how Barry defended it.
Right. Because it's real. It's real.
Because, it's whether it's like a white or black thing, people like to protect their heritage, where they came from.
Yeah.
They don't like stuff like that being slandered. So with someone like Barry, who is white, and he has an ancestor that was, applauded for centuries, but is now coming to light that he was a problem, Barry naturally defends it. Most people would in his shoes, whether they are white or black, whatever the race, no one likes their lineage or their ancestry to be slandered, because
they don't want to be run through the mud or dragged through the mud. Yeah.
Right. Because if that person was a problem, what does that make me? Am I paying for the sins of the father or the mother, from generations ago? So Barry, I like that they didn't just have Barry be like, oh my God, that's a problem. Yeah, let's fix it. I like that they gave it another layer and that he was resistant to it, because that
Absolutely.
is the natural response to something like that for most people. What? My ancestor was a slave owner? No, he wasn't. Like I'm from that family. They told me the stories, that was not an element of the story where, that they had a plantation or something. So I like that. I like that from Barry's point of view.
I like it too, because again, it's an interesting perspective, because he is in denial. He doesn't want his family's name to be slandered, but he is married into a black family.
Right.
Randall is black. The children they have adopted are black. This is very, this is an arc for Barry, because it's like, what are you really trying to say to your black children, to your black husband, It's like, if you cannot recognize this, what do you say to them? It's like, should you just forget it? Don't worry about it. Forget it. It never happened, and that's not the kind of world they want to live in. They want to recognize the atrocities and have, reparations and have people, not like pay for it with their lives, but like own up, make amends, atone. And Barry's part of that equation. They want Barry to be a part of that equation because they love Barry. And Barry's not a bad guy. And that's what a lot of people have fault with, as you said. It's like, what does it say about me? This does not mean you're a bad person,
Right.
Barry's a good guy, but I see where he's coming from. Is why he's concerned. However, Randall put it blatantly. He even gave a book for those who are watching at home who might need to read it.
It's not a real book.
That's a real book. That's a real book.
What's the book?
White Fragility. Talking about literally this. Just the idea of, they don't want to feel shame for the dark past of American history. Robin DiAngelo. Prop Family actually throws a lot of books in there. Like randomly, especially with Maya centric episodes. You'll see a lot of books being in there. I think Calvin mentioned that too when we talked to him as well.
Right.
Randall's like, you're on page 39.
Yeah,
and then
he gave him the specific page number. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Right. So then, ultimately this culminates at the park. The kids are ready to protest. Where's Brother Kwame? I don't know why he didn't show up.
Oh my, was he not there?
Brother Kwame was not at the protest, nor was he thrown in jail. No, he wasn't.
Wow. Flaky. Right. Oh,
I wasn't upset at it, but I was like,
I don't know. Maybe they might dig deep into that in a potential season 3.
I think,
Brother Kwame, where were you?
No.
All places. Well, actually, okay, wait, no. He kicked this off though, for the most part. He wasn't at the protest, but he was the one.
Yeah, he inspired them.
He was trying to shut this down as well, by showing them the diary of the I forget Mary. Was it Mary?
Emily.
So I thought that was cool that he was going out of his way to do that. Some of the things in that diary got very dark, where the page ends. It's like it's talking about Juneteenth,
yes.
Jubilee. What's the meaning of it? How did it start? And you get this thing with Maya trying to piece together, hey, it just ends all of a sudden, where she's talking about it. And I don't know which character was the one that did it or said it, but one of them said something like, yeah, you can only imagine what they likely did to her when they found out.
It was KG.
It was KG. Okay. Oh yeah, because they went on like the dark web, something darker than the dark web. It was
well, that's where they found out they were still covering it. It was when they brought it to Brother Kwame. They were like, he was like, imagine what they did, So yeah. And I mean, honestly, the imagery, it looked like blood splat, because it was like abrupt where it had stopped.
Yeah. Oh man, I guess it could be blood splat in the sense of Disney's not gonna let you outright put blood in this cartoon series, so maybe that was intended to be a blood splat, or maybe the ink that was writing the diary, like it's just like abrupt, like blur, and because something happened. I mean,
luckily we do get closure to what actually occurred. So that's good. But yeah, we get this culmination at the park. The kids are out here protesting. Wizard Kelly's about to do the unveiling. The kids are definitely acting within their First Amendment rights. I imagine if anybody has a case against them, maybe they didn't have a permit. I don't know. But, why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here.
Officers, arrest these children. Parents, no cameras, y'all.
This scene got pretty intense, man.
Man, he's still spinning that basketball like it's a joke. When he's doing all this.
He was. What'd you feel during this? This was a really realistic take.
No, it was. It got kind of it got pretty heated. You have like an intense moment where like they're really homing in on the kids, the police in riot gear, and you have Randall, losing his mind in the corner saying, "Barry, do something." And Barry, does his best to step in.
He was hesitant at first.
He's hesitant, right? He's hesitant at first because he doesn't know what to do. This ceremony is in honor of him. But at the same time, Randall tells him like those are our kids. And they're people in riot gear. Stop them.
It was intense. It was intense.
It was very intense. I think it was really well paced in this sequence. Didn't feel rushed, in my opinion. Didn't feel rushed.
No, didn't feel rushed. No.
It was good. It was good. And then what? They get arrested, but then the wizard lets them out of jail.
Well, they get arrested. And not only the kids, the parents too.
Yes, yeah.
Penny out here doing a live feed, and then Oscar, free Huey.
Is that Huey Freeman? Is that what they're talking about?
No, not Huey Freeman.
Who are they talking about?
Huey Lewis.
Oh wait, doesn't someone say Oscar? He's already free or something?
Oh, did I say Huey Lewis? Oh my goodness.
You say Huey Lewis.
No, Huey Newton. Goodness gracious. Black Panther Party.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, free Huey. Not Huey Lewis. Goodness gracious.
Huey Freeman.
No, not Huey Freeman from freaking the Boondocks.
I thought that was because I'm trying to think like, okay, what's this in reference to? It's clearly referencing something. And Oscar's trying to be the comedic one, so I'm like, oh, free Huey.
Well,
Huey Freeman. Huey Freeman would do something like this.
Well, Huey is named after Huey Newton,
right?
That's why he's that character's an activist,
right?
But the Free Huey was an actual like campaign,
okay,
and whatnot. But as Penny said, that Huey was a long time ago. Let's keep it moving. We have that nice heartfelt moment with the Leibowitz Jenkins family. I like how in Barry's apology, how I don't know. I think he's like he's saying I couldn't see, I was in the wrong. He's owning up,
right.
And I obviously, I mean, I guess that could be hard. And I think Randall puts it best, it doesn't make it go away. You can pretend it's not there, but that doesn't make it go away. It still happened, I think you said the same thing, or someone said the same thing. Like, it's like, you can pretend cancer's not real. It doesn't make it go away,
Right.
America's got a bloody past. We can try to cover up, pretend it didn't happen. It happened, and many people know about it. But I like the Leibowitz Jenkins family. That was another very nice heartfelt moment.
It was.
It took Barry a while to get there. He got there.
But he got there.
I like that. And then I think Igloo. It's Igloo. Do you remember Igloo from the original? Igloo, Oscar's friend who used to be a mall cop, and he was like playing detective.
Oh, he seemed familiar. Like, I don't remember him completely, but he seemed familiar when he was.
He's like in like 2 to 3 episodes of the original series, and Igloo is the one that gets him out because he got his attorney license.
Right. What law school you went to?
I don't remember what he said. I don't remember what he said.
But
I like Igloo. Igloo's a funny character.
He was.
But he gets them out. Day is saved. I guess now they hear out about this diary after Penny's like, contact your congressman, your whatever, your vice president. Hi, Kamala.
Who?
That was
Oh,
Dejanay.
hi, Kamala. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That was
And then they renamed the town Emilyville, in honor of Emily. And turns out Emily did make it out.
actually, are you sure she made it out? Because you're talking about that sequence at the end.
Maya says it turns out Emily did. She was awarded her freedom, and her family is with us today.
Ah, okay, right.
Yeah.
I got lost in the sauce when they showed her aged up Emily, and then she disappeared in the wind still, and I'm like,
Right.
So, right, she died. But it makes
Well, she
sense,
died, but she
100
died of
years
old
ago.
age. But you know,
Right,
she
right.
So it was a very nice, heartfelt ending. I think this felt like finale-ish.
This was definitely a finale-esque episode.
But
definitely liked it.
Same. I thought very well put together episode.
Mhm.
I don't think this episode missed at any point.
For sure.
Yeah.
Good episode. Did not end on a cliffhanger. Good.
No cliffhanger.
So I definitely like that. And then that kind of caps off the season.
Yeah.
No hints at, well, I mean, is that all you want to say on the episode?
Well, did we talk about the controversy? How people are up in arms about this one too?
Right. Yeah. So people are very upset. A specific group of people that are upset with this episode because, you know, they feel like it's something that should not be portrayed in a kid's cartoon. It should not be on Disney Channel because it's a very serious issue. Let kids be kids and all that stuff. And I mean, your response is likely the same as mine. I point these people to the original Proud Family. This is nothing new. This is nothing new with this damn show. And it's just taking modern day issues and giving them light, showing them in the context of the Proud Family has always been a show that showcases real world issues to a young audience. And my main thing I always point to is the Muslim family from one of the earlier seasons of the OG Proud Family. And they had their home, like, you know, graffitied and vandalized, saying, go back to your country post 9/11.
Yeah.
That was in the OG Proud Family.
Sure was.
I think it's extremely disingenuous when people say the Proud Family is now woke, because I'm like, I guess they've been woke for like 20 plus years because they've done this from the beginning. This is not something new. This is not something that is an effect of the times that we live in terms of like, oh, every show has to be, you know, so inclusive. This show was what it is in 2000, 2001, 2002? When
2001, yeah.
2001. This show knew what it was and wore it on its sleeve since 2001. And it did what it could, given the time that it came out. Because this is cable television, different time. You could only do so much so that you can air. Now they're on Disney Plus. I guarantee you the same freedoms that they have on Disney Plus, had they had those freedoms back in, you know, 2001 through 2005. Oh man, you probably would have seen crazy ass episodes from the Proud Family. Good, even better ones that tackled some of these issues even better. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, Proud Family again. This show allows for this type of story to be told. I don't expect this in an episode of Timmy Turner. You know,
no, like it's inappropriate in the sense of Timmy Turner. It's like, when would I expect that? When would I expect that? There was an episode of the Proud Family where Penny got sent back in time to like the 1950s or 60s and was part of segregation.
Yeah.
Like that was an episode of the original Proud Family. Something like the people that complain about this episode of the Proud Family, I know they've never seen anything with the Proud Family ever. Like just they just, you know, they see someone share a random clip of a cartoon that's showing you know, black characters protesting, and they're like, oh no, what are you doing? Not my kids, not Disney, not my Disney. Quick, put on Frozen 2. They like Frozen 2.
And again, that's the frustrating part, is simply they feel their kids are being shown this stuff, and I don't know, they're gonna go run outside and go protest with people. Kids are already protesting. Like, kids are out there, kids are vocal. Like,
not my kids.
All right. people think kids live under a rock. They really don't. They know what's going on in the world. They are very vocal. They are very outspoken.
Oh, you as a teacher would know that too.
I do know this as a teacher. They
conversations with students.
Correct. They are very much there in the know to what's happening in this world. And it's like, the more you try to shelter them, the more they feel like they need to be out there to be heard. And it's like, Proud Family, again, it's such a reflexive show that it scares people. You know, people that have a problem with this episode of Proud Family are the same people who think protesters are like, oh, are a waste of time, or protests are just another form of riot. And it's like, you know, they said that famous line about, you know, riots are the voices of the unheard. You know, now Proud Family really could have taken this episode darker if they really wanted to.
Oh, they could have, yeah.
That was not their goal. Their goal was just to show, if you have an issue with your system in place, do something about it. And this is exactly, then they did that. The kids did that. And that some people are afraid of what their kids are capable of. You know, the kids have a voice. And then also people are very much like Barry, just kind of in denial, you know, afraid to look through someone else's eyes. Proud Family nails it on the head. And as you said, they've been doing it since 01. Ain't nothing's changed, you know?
Right.
So I applaud them. I love this episode. I think the second half of the season really was the stronger half.
Yeah. It definitely was. Definitely the more, I guess, powerful episodes. Towards the latter half. I think this one was probably the most well put together. It's not my favorite out of the bunch, but I feel like it's the most consistent. I feel like
I can get behind that.
The beginning was really good. The middle, the closure, I felt like it flowed very nicely. Like, there wasn't a moment where I was like, oh my God, can we get to the point? Can we get to this part?
Nothing felt out of place here.
Right.
Everything had intention.
Right. So overall, great episode. And that was basically the finale for season 2. And I guess the question is now is like, overall, like what are our final thoughts, or where do we go from here? I think season 2 was great. I think it's on par with season 1. Again, it's more or less how what we said earlier. I feel like it's like an expansion or an extension of season 1. Just additional episodes, tackling different issues with different characters. Definitely do more of these type of episodes with the characters. Like, again, I think the Maya one sticks out because it's focused on Maya. The BB one sticks out because there's a heavy emphasis on BB. I think they have something here where they could go into each character and tackle some really, really cool issues, really important issues. You know, overall, I just enjoyed the season. I guess if I had to pick a favorite, for sure, despite my problem with the museum scene, even though I didn't really go into detail on it, but I think probably the BB episode is my favorite, just because I love Oscar as a character, and when he's used as the catalyst for the emotional bits, it's just something that is very heartwarming to see when, like, someone who was closed-minded before begins to understand
Right.
And I just like it. Like, again, those scenes with BB at the end, at the factory, and then at the school, I'm like, damn, what is that? What is that? I thought those were probably my favorite, that episode. But yeah, great season.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Extension of the first. I think, looking forward, I'm a big fan, as we talked about, when the secondary characters take kind of a forefront. I would love to see those episodes. I'd love to see a Chang triplet centric episode. Trudy, I think we still have yet to have a Trudy centric episode.
Every time Trudy's on screen, I know I've been hyping up Oscar, but every time Trudy is on scene, it's like, Trudy, keep speaking your truth. What did you just say?
I love Trudy, and I'm like, man, where's our Trudy episode? I would love a Trudy episode.
We never got a Trudy episode in the original, right?
No, we did. There was
her sister.
No, there's the one with the sister. Her sister comes.
I remember that one.
There's also when Trudy hires a nanny, and now she feels like the family doesn't need her anymore.
Right. Okay.
She might have had like one or two more, but the Tiger episode was a good Trudy Penny episode. I feel like the Louder and Prouder has yet to really touch Trudy.
They can do it. They
definitely can. But again, what I think what makes these seasons work, it's a balance. Like I've said earlier, they got a balance between just pure comedic episodes, pure lesson driven episodes, or somewhere in between. I think that's the beauty of the Proud Family, is that you can expect one of those three, and like I guess like 9 times out of 10, it's a really great ride. Nonetheless, though, they're all great rides. Right. More or less, though, they're really great rides. But again, Proud Family is it's fun. I love the callbacks to the old one, like bringing Ray, voiced by Anthony Anderson.
Oh, Ray, yeah, that was nice to see him again.
Yes, I like callbacks like that. I'd love to see some more callbacks to the OG series, and then honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. It's a new age. It's a new wave of people watching the Proud Family. So just keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Keep pumping out fresh ideas. And we criticize the episodes that don't really work for us, but they're trying different things. I wouldn't want them to stop trying new things.
Right. I think, and again, those criticisms come out of a love for the series, because we know what this series can do, in the sense of like when it has a very powerful message and it tugs at the heartstrings. We've seen it. Like they have episodes in the OG and in the new one that do just that, and we just want more of that to be consistent, so that we can also praise those episodes as well. Like, again, that the elephant in the room, End of Innocence. I want to love that episode because there's moments that are genuine in it, but it misses. It misses key elements to really make that episode home in. But I still like that they attempted it. I still like that it was something that they tried. And hopefully, they take these back to the drawing board. And I'm hoping the numbers look good for a potential season 3.
I think it's number 2 right now on Disney Plus worldwide.
It is like that to me just spells like, okay, that maybe those episodes, the controversial ones, are starting to get into, trend, and it's like, oh, everyone's tuning in now.
People are like, what's going on here? Let me see what's going on here.
What's this Proud Family? Proud about what? What the whoa?
Turn this off right now. God, I don't want you ever going back on Disney Plus again. You hear me?
I'm thinking of that episode of the OG Proud Family where Oscar sees La Cienaga's feet. They just tune on like one episode of Louder and Prouder, and I don't know. They see I don't know. They see Michael as like Pocahontas or something like.
Oh, they'll be like, "Oh, look at that great Pocahontas costume, Dad. That's a boy." Right.
Turn it back to PBS Kids.
Turn it back. No, let me stop. I was about to say.
Oh.
Turn back to Fox News. We watching the news.
Is that it?
Let me stop.
But no, it's. I think because of that success, we are gonna see a season 3, and I just want season 3 to be even better than, or even at least on par as seasons 1 and 2, but just be even better than that. I want to be able to look through season 3 and be like, damn, all 10 episodes, damn, they were fire. They were insane. This might be a yearly thing, every February. That maybe.
I mean, dare I say, and the fact is because they released them all at once, we might get another season by the end of the year.
What? Really? You think that?
We might, because if they're gonna do like this, that gives them kind of, I feel, more time to make the episodes, because you just do them in dumps like this.
I can see that. I think the show being like, a black-centered show with a black family at the forefront. Yeah. Seasons 1 and 2 released during Black History Month. It's almost kind of poetic. Like, oh, let's make the Proud Family the Black History Month show.
New season on Juneteenth.
Too soon? Oh my God, 6 months.
Too
6
soon?
months from now, too soon. Animation takes time.
If we learned anything from our boy Calvin, they might have already been well underway into production.
Oh, they might be working on season 3 right now.
Correct. Because there's no doubt in my mind they're not going to get a renewal.
Right. Yeah. Number 2 on Disney Plus. Like, for sure.
I don't even know who number 1. Oh, I guess Black Panther's probably number 1 right now.
Really? Wakanda Forever is like still number 1 on Disney Plus?
They both dropped on Disney Plus at the same time.
Oh yeah, oh my God, that's right. It dropped on February 1st. Wow.
Right.
I completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, who knows? If the stars align, we may speak to someone soon regarding the Proud Family and its production. Who knows?
Ooh, we very much might talk to someone from the Proud Family production team, but
very much will. May
y'all have to stay tuned. I think, please continue with some of these lingering story threads. This native boy Penny's talking to, love to see more BB and autism, and whatnot. And that's about it. That's all I got. Dr. Jace, you good on Proud Family season 2?
No, yeah, it's again, I emphasize this in the beginning because I didn't skip the intro, and I feel like for every single episode, and I think that speaks volumes for itself on how much, regardless of the problems I had with certain episodes, it was like being a kid again, watching these again, just listening to that music and seeing, the family banter or fight or whatever. You saw little hints at what may appear in the episode as Oscar's slamming the door shut, and you see, a kangaroo, and it's just nice. It's nice, and I think this show is definitely one of my favorites that I'm looking forward to each year.
Absolutely.
And so we'll see from here. Let's cross our fingers for a season 3. Overall, great season 2. I think it's on the same level as season 1.
Agreed. Looking forward to more from the Proud Family. Folks, if you'd like to hear more Proud Family content from us, we cover all the season 1. We had an interview with Calvin Brown Jr., executive producer and writer for the original and Louder and Prouder. Check out our past work with the Proud Family. Check us out on TikTok too. We be making TikToks on some of the stuff we noticed specifically in these episodes. So
some of them popping with the Proud Family.
Some of them popping right now. Go give a look. But listen, folks, thank you for listening on all your various podcast stations. That is us. That is it from us here at the Yonko table. I am your host, Grandmaster Hoop. fellow Yonko, Dr. Jace Attorney. Be sure to check us out on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Again, popping on TikTok. Dr. Jace be on Twitch too if you ever want to see him play some games. And thank you for the support. We love y'all. And shall we close out? How shall we close out? What song you want to do from season 2?
What song?
Yeah, man.
Give me a list of songs.
We could do slow version Muskrat Love. We could do You're Lucky.
You're lucky I let you love me. I don't know. Remember.
I got Muskrat Love. That's all I got. Do you know did you catch the judge song in Spanish?
Oh no, I have to go watch it again.
That's okay. That's okay. Here, how about on 3? Slaves built this country. Ready?
Go ahead.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Slaves built
this country. All right, y'all take care.